Hi, my name is Maggie. Welcome to my channel, My Scattered Brain Vintage Shop. This is a channel about my experience having a vintage booth in a vendor mall. I currently have a little booth. It's 8 by 10 and it's in a really large vendor mall that's in an area that's on a highway that goes towards the beach. And so it gets pretty good traffic, and I've had that for a while, and I find that I'm really enjoying it and doing pretty well. I'm making rent, I'm making a little profit. I haven't really crunched the numbers as far as, you know, what I've bought and how much I've made and that kind of thing. But a lot of the stuff I had already. So, there's the advantage of some of the things I had already sourced or had already had on hand and didn't spend any money on. So this mall, this company that has this mall, they're getting ready to open a similar setup in the town that I live in. So that's really great, because right now what my husband and I do is we travel from where we are here and we drive about 45 minutes to where my booth is. And we do that at least once a week, because what we have found is that if you do nothing to your booth, it gets stale and it needs to be rearranged, fluffed up, new inventory added on a fairly regular basis, because the regular shoppers will notice if it hasn't been refreshed. And you want to give people new stuff to look at. Part of the fun of this type of thing is going on the hunt. So now we're getting ready to open a larger booth. It's going to be 9 by 16 and it's in a brand new space. It's a new space to everybody in town. I bid on some items on an auction and we took a little road trip this morning to pick that up. Now the auction where we picked everything up was right out of the house of the people that were that hired the auction company. I didn't really get any pictures of that. I'm going to show you one little clip that I took while we were waiting for our stuff to come out of the house. I'm going to show you a little bit of stuff that we got, and then maybe we'll do a couple unboxings, because a couple of the boxes were like mixed lot boxes. Like, here's a box that came out of the kitchen, and here's a box that's home decor, and here's a box that's linens. So I don't even know what's in those. The price that I bid for the box was maybe $1 or $2, and a little bit of a fun surprise for me to see what's in it. So let me take you around here and I will give you an overview, and then we'll maybe get into a little more detail. Okay, so here's just a little look. It's kind of hard to tell what's in here, but I'll show you a couple things. There was a set of dishes. I'm figuring these would look great come Christmas season, late fall, early Christmas. This little it's small. When I bid on it, I didn't realize the size, but it's a small globe. I think it's from the 30s. We have this fantastic bamboo easel. We have some baskets. We have some lamps. I'm going to go around the back and open the back door, and we'll see what else we have. Before I open the back, though, there was this huge armoire. Now, because we're doing a new booth, we need furniture to set up. And so that was one of the reasons I was doing an auction, was because you can get a lot of furniture from people's houses in an online auction. This is way too huge for the booth, but I think I only paid $30 for it, so I'm going to try and flip that on Marketplace. There's a trunk. Over there is a piece of furniture that needs repair. It's one of those antique washstand. Has a section that has a mirror and hold on. And it's broken, but I only paid $8 for it, and my husband's a carpenter, so look at this fantastic basket. They called that a Moses basket. I think it's great. Let's see what else. I have some great artwork. That is called Angel Descending. And I know there's a lot of reflection here. Hold on. Now can you see it? I don't know. It's basically the angel's foot and robes coming down from the heavens. Let's see what else. And here's a mixed basket. So this is one of those mixed baskets of stuff. So there's kind of a unique basket. Here's a wall pocket basket. It's a twiggy type basket. This is kind of an old-fashioned basket with a large handle. A little metal pot. Probably more on the modern side. That's okay. Let's see. One of these things they always sell. Now this came right out of the person's house, and everything is extremely dusty and sometimes downright dirty. So, you know, a lot of this stuff I'm going to have to go through and clean. Ooh, look. He looks like he winds up. He looks like he's too wound up. I'll have to play with him a little bit. Bookends. A phone, some scissors. So, you know, it's not just meant for people who have a booth. It's for anybody who wants to go sign up. I did get, over there is a couple of bookcases. And they've got webs all on the bottom. Over here is a shelving unit and the mirror. And then we have some really great art. So, like, that's a mixed box lot. And so I'm going to look through that. Got a metal stool. Let me show you something else really cool. This is a beautiful piece. I'm thinking it would be great just on top of a mantle or on top of a little bit of a taller dresser. It's got all these angels dancing, and then the other thing I want to show you is over here. Sorry. I don't know if you can see this. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Anyway, he's in there. He's heavy. He's cement. Let's see what else we have. I have 2 tortoiseshell lamps. A platter. Another platter. Now this is metal, but it's got a decoupage paper thing on it, so I can put that on the wall. Yeah, let's go look at what's in the trunk. Okay, so this is a trunk that I won at the auction, and it's not old, but I like the look of it. I mean, it's not brand new, but it's not antique or anything. So let's see if I can pick out some of the stuff that was packed in here for the ride home. I really like this. And then I have 3 of these. Some of you might know what this is. These are boxes from a sewing machine, from an old sewing machine cabinet. There's 3 of them, and I don't know if I'm going to separate them. A lot of people like to upcycle them. I've got some laundry detergent. A lot of times with the auctions you're going to see paper towels, contents of linen closets, all different kinds of things. This particular one, they were emptying the house. So let me put this over by the artwork. So different types of art. There's the Moses basket. Here's the other basket. There's one more thing I'm going to show you in that trunk. This is a sewing basket. Now, the basket's in pretty rough shape, and I don't know that I'll be able to save it. That's pretty brittle. I don't even know whether I even noticed that or not in the pictures. You know, you just have online pictures. I was more about what was in the basket. All kinds of sewing notions. Some older. So things like buttons you can put in jars and price a jar. People will buy that. And then there's all different notions. So that's going to be fun to look through as well. And process and price. So my plan is that I'm going to start processing all of these items. I'm going to bring them into our little building here, wipe down what needs to be wiped down, research and price as I go along. So as I'm going through everything, I'm looking at my invoice to see what I paid for it, and then I'm looking at the item. I'm maybe looking it up. I might look at eBay sold. I already might have an idea of what it's, you know, something is worth, or just knowing what I paid for it. If I at least times that number times 4, I know I'm making good money. But you don't want to have something that you give away for times 4 when it's really worth times 10. So that's why the research comes in. The cost of the items was whatever the highest bid was, plus I want to say 15% commission for the auctioneer, and then 7% sales tax. So what I did was I just said whatever I paid plus 25%, that's what my cost was. And then I kind of have an idea where I need to go from there. Yeah, so I hope you tune in for the next video and you know, see what we do with the items. Another part of this series will be preparing the booth, because the booth is just framed out in 2x4s. So we're going to have to go put up walls over the 2x4s, figure out lighting, figure out how everything's going to fit, figure out what needs to go in there right away, and what's just going to be like inventory items for either of our 2 booths. Come along and see what I've done with my booth already, and see how my new booth evolves. Thanks for watching.